Hey, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news Midwest edition from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. One traveler at Milwaukee's Mitchell International Airport took some extra precautions this weekend. Charlie Quaintenance, he's a comedian. He was traveling to Fort Myers, Florida to visit Grandpa. Charlie showed up to the airport wearing a hazmat suit in order to avoid exposure to coronavirus. No, he wasn't being a total smartass. He says, I do have Crohn's disease. I had my colon removed. My immune system is pretty much shot. I'm also a stand-up comedian. I did see the humor in it. Quaintenance says he bought the hazmat suit several years ago as part of a Walter White Halloween costume. Breaking Bad, for those of you who didn't get the reference there. I don't know if I'm planning on wearing it back, he said. I've been doing the same precautions as I normally do at home. I've been washing my hands and not touching my face. Let's keep it in Wisconsin. It's the Green Bay Press-Gazette, and they caught up with my friend Kathleen Madigan. They said, heck, you could talk to her for an hour just about the tweet she posted during the holidays of her fancy Midwest Cheeseball. They said her Midwest Cheeseball is 2 packages of cream cheese, 2 chopped green onion stalks, and a jar of dried beef rolled together in a ball. Total prep time 5 minutes. Probably not why you tuned into a comedy podcast. The Cheeseball set off a hilarious thread on Twitter. People in the Midwest knew exactly what she was talking about and offered their own modifications on the recipe, including Worcestershire sauce, say that 5 times fast, horseradish, Braunschweiger. Kid from Queens doesn't know what Braunschweiger is. You can hit me at DCNPod or at McDRadio on Twitter. People elsewhere were mostly just horrified by the idea of dried meat in a jar. But Madigan said, the West Coast people made fun of my cheese until they made it. Let's head on over to Cleveland. It's the nominees for Cleveland's Best Comedian, according to Cleveland.com. Your nominees are Liz Blanc, John Bruton, Dave Flint, Steve Mers, Mike Polk Jr., Mary Santora, Bill Squire, and Rob Ward. Not familiar with any of them, but one of them will be Cleveland's Best Comedian. Yesterday, I was too lazy to tell you about Beth Stelling. Well, glad you came back. StarTribune.com says that Beth taped her special in Minnesota the other night. Her special's going to be on HBO Max. That's one of those streaming services that you're like, yo, how many people do I have to give $13 to? But that's the one with the Friends reunion, but I didn't really care about Friends, so I don't know if they're getting $13 from me. The Star Tribune says in the first of 2 recorded sets, Stelling proves she belongs in the same class as Jen Kirkman and Nikki Glazer, comics who also specialize at skewering men that paint themselves as the victim of the Me Too movement. Beth said, I don't know why you're so scared. You're gonna get away with it. I almost slipped into a Foxworthy there, right? I don't know why you're so scared. You're gonna get away with it. I just invented a new Beth Stelling, Jeff Foxworthy mashup. God, Johnny Mac, stop with the fucking impressions. They're terrible. Even with an opening act, local favorite Greg Coleman, the first show clocked in at less than 70 minutes. Watching the special, which doesn't have a premiere date or title yet, should be a kick. From sf.cbslocal.com, a well-thought-out URL, they tell us that on Sunday, Showtime is rolling out a brand new special called More Funny Women of a Certain Age. It features Caroline Ray, Carol Leifer, Carol Montgomery, Julia Scotti, Tammy Pascatelli, and Thea Vidal. This hour-long special was filmed at the Bell House in Brooklyn, and Pascatelli is excited to show her best material. She says, look at this lineup. How can you be upset? Carol Leifer is one of my favorite comics ever. She's amazing. Caroline Ray is one of my favorite human beings ever, and Carol Montgomery put it together. I've been in stand-up for 25 years, and women weren't allowed to work with women because I don't know if they thought we'd be casting home spells or something. Why did it take this long? I don't know. I know who I am, and right now you can't shake me. If you like me, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Go find someone else who makes you laugh. I can't entertain everybody. I dig who I am at this point in the game. I own my own mistakes, and I own my flaws. I was 34 years old, and it was my first time on television. It was great because I was standing backstage, and I was so nervous, and then it clicked. I'd been a comic for 10 years, and I could make 200 people in the room laugh. I had a great set, and then Jay, and presumably Jay Leno, Jay called me to sit down, and Tobey Maguire was there. I did longer on the couch than I did on my set, and I wasn't prepared for that. All right. From the Hollywood Reporter, 30 rock bosses reteam for Netflix animated comedy series. Tina Fey and Robert Carlock have landed a 20-episode straight-to-series order from the streamer for the animated comedy Mulligan. The comedy explores what happens after an alien attack destroys the Earth, and how what remains of humanity has the chance to start society over from scratch. No word on if they're going to have Alec Baldwin carry every episode. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry, I think 30 Rock, I'm going to get sent to comedy jail for this opinion. I know. Should I say this? I'm going to get sent to comedy jail. I don't want to go to comedy jail. 30 Rock is really funny. It's like Adam Sandler funny. You can quote me on that. All right. I'm keeping my opinion to myself. I'm not going to comedy jail for saying that Alec Baldwin carried 30 Rock and the show's not that good. All right, Josh Blue from the Albuquerque Journal. Blue finished a tour with Ron White. That's an interesting tour. They did Georgia, North Carolina, and Kentucky. Josh says, it was just the two of us on tour. It was a chance for me to work with some of my new material. I'm always working on something new and putting it into the mix. I recorded an hour special not too long ago. Our country is divided right now. You can't say one thing without the other side taking offense to it. I can't really make a joke about it. I don't mind offending people. I don't want to do it in a dumb way. If I'm saying something controversial, I want you to learn something, and I want there to be deeper meaning. Josh Blue's hilarious. You should totally go see Josh Blue. I never told you, Mindy Kaling bought a house. She paid $9.55 million because you don't want to pay the round $10 million. It was Frank and Barbara Sinatra's former beach house on Malibu's famously eroding Broad Beach, says Variety. Good for you, Mindy Kaling. That must be a sweet spot. I'm sure Frank Sinatra did not have a half-ass beach house. Let's hope that it doesn't erode into the ocean. All right, tomorrow, and I'm telling you what's coming tomorrow because I don't want you to think I'm sick or that my MacBook broke. Remember on, was it Monday? I told you I was feeling a little under the weather and my MacBook might blow up. Nope, neither is true. But a little busy on Wednesday, so I have pre-recorded the Thursday episode of Daily Comedy News, in which I'll talk about the Netflix Comedy Festival that's coming up. If it does come up, coronavirus. That's me speculating. Netflix has not at all hinted that they will wave this thing off, but it is the 21st century, and the coronavirus is out there. Should I end the podcast with stay safe, everybody? No, because that would be corny. Hit subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts. Follow on Spotify. And yes, I'm feeling healthy. Don't worry about me. I will see you on tape tomorrow, as if the podcast is normally live. Like I come to your house and I sit at your kitchen table and I read you news. I'm always on tape in your life. Love you. Bye.